quick vid here of this volatile dead poet's pen. What is this? A saboteur trigger guy. This is pretty much I'm pretty much done with this. I don't know how much more I'm gonna push this. Maybe some fancy flasks or something. But anyway, everything that's important here. Of course, we got a poet's pen. This is real cool in Crucible because you can get neat nodes, extra links. You can get this guy, saves you a lot of points. Let's see what I was using before. Somewhere. This guy. We had some exposure. We had wand slinger. Not very huge. It was nice early. These guys have pretty much not come off the entire league. Put them on as early as possible. Easy crit chance, probably super cheap, Ellie weak. I don't think I paid too much for these. Maybe a little more now, but nothing huge. Our boots. I was using, what were they called? Legacy of Fury before, those, the burn explode ones. They're really, really good early on, except once you start wanting to utilize your actual corpse explosion damage here, it's, you don't really want the explode at all. Even before them, I was running explode on the chest. I just slapped together just awakener, explode, and I think +1 curse. But this is much better. We really need the reservation, extra curse, nice negative res because we're going flammability, Ellie weak, and we're also where'd you go? Also casting Assassin's Mark. We got that up here. Whispers of Doom. I chose the cast speed side because who likes being stuck casting? What else is here? We got some reserve on the helm. We got an ashes, but let's see what I was using before. I had this guy on. Really just using it for the leech. It was kind of hard to beat the crit as well. Found this super early. I think like day 2 or something like that. Never took it off until I threw that guy on. I was trying to craft something here. Ended up just not being worth. The +1's not huge for VD. What else here? Easy to craft a ring. Easy to craft a ring. This was surprisingly cheap as well. Probably gonna pay a few div for the curse fracture, but actually crafting this, not too big of a deal. You just hit it with the essence until you find another suffix you like. You can do other stuff with the prefixes after for more money. I ended up getting lucky, didn't have to. We're running 100% Darkness Enthroned. Love this belt, always love this belt. We're getting the 50% avoid shock, some avoid stun. We're getting 50% bleeding and poison, so that covers all bleed, all poison, all ailments with the Storm Shroud, wherever you are, somewhere. There. And then we got some more stun avoid on other jewels, and yeah, that covers basically, I think, every ailment. I don't know if I worry about, yeah, no ailments at all, no stun, good times, real fun. What is it, a couple div for 100%, nothing huge. You don't even need the 100% because you can fill out any other little percents. You don't even need the max 50, but you can just, sacrifice a jewel somewhere else and get your extra flasks. Nothing really matters. I basically cover just lacking defense and a little bit of crit that I'm missing. Swap in anything. This guy, probably going to be a Progenesis later. Don't even know if you really need the Quicksilver. You could probably switch that for something else, another unique, or, drop that for a Bottled Faith. Whatever you want to do. Flasks don't matter. We're just sustaining them with crits because we're getting tons and tons of hits, so real only way for this to sustain these flasks versus any bosses, but does pretty good damage. You're not spending too much time in boss fights. We're going low life. This guy's a little stacked. We got max res here. Was kind of thinking of going into what's that one jewel? Melding. Melding's not very expensive, kind of dead, tough to get working, but you can drop something like Arctic Armor and go Purity of Ice, I think is the call. Yeah, if you go Purity of Ice, you get the +1 max cold here. I think, what is it, on your boots or chest or something, you can get more max res. You can get like 82 all res with the melding. Uh, res is not that much of an issue. I mean, I'm well overcapped, but I mean, that leaves you room maybe for a thread if you wanted to go here, but you'd sacrifice this, the Fire Mastery. Um, but yeah, melding's possible. Give up some damage, get more res, easy. Lots of max res, but I don't know, this is very tanky for what it is. What else do we got here? Nothing else too crazy important. Same kind of crafting deal with this guy. You just get your helm, put your implicits on it, slam it with some reservation essences. Really, you want to hope for the strength on there. Really tough to get strength on here. I'm a little short. Taking this guy here, sadly. But, I mean, and I'm taking this for just like 4 strength. I don't know, maybe just 30 quality this thing and get that extra. But yeah, strength pretty tight on this. Dex isn't a big deal unless you're doing something like one of these. Kind of tough to hold a bow. I don't know, I got lucky. Got the reduced attributes on there. Reduced attributes. Can hold bow. Easy. Level some gems. What else do we got here? I don't know, that's pretty much it. It's super simple. This and Frenzy pretty much take care of all your attack speed that you're going to need. And in fact, you actually might be too fast a lot of the time. Kind of why I'm not just going like a quality... You don't need the extra proj on here. It's just fancy. Maybe it helps with like randomized projectiles if you're doing blue altars, but it's really it does not matter at all. So if you're like low on attack speed, you get the quality. If you're too high, you don't want the quality, get something else. And hell, you don't really even need frenzy if your attack speed's too fast. You can do something else. You can even work in like cast on. This 5-link here doesn't really... not too impactful. It's complete utility. You can go cast on crit if you want. I'm running Prismatic Burst for the ailments because we got this guy over here for the exposure and for all these, you know, chill, ignite, shock, more damage. Prismatic Burst, just, you know, randomly hitting ailments, critting, all that fun stuff. And we got culling, power charge, faster attacks. That's another thing you can kind of, if you have too much attack speed, kind of over capping your breakpoint. Get rid of the faster attacks, you know, lose the quality if you have to, anything like that. I mean, there's a lot of flexibility in the just, you know, managing the breakpoint of your attack speed, which is really what'll nerf your damage. Just easy Google, find your list. It's like 5 attacks per second if you can hit, and you get to like 4 something with just these in Frenzy. Yeah, so it's just, you know, be mindful of the attack speed. You don't want to go too crazy. You don't really even need it. Another little option here. We got Cremation, or we got Detonate Dead. So if you're not leaving any excess corpses or anything like that, also important little side note, you get like 2 extra corpses here. You really need those. If you want to, you know, cast an extra DD or Cremation in this, it's just a little spell slinger setup. Yeah, so these Cremation's like less damage kind of up front. This is like very bursty, lots of upfront damage. This guy puts out more damage over time, and especially when you're clearing, it's consuming all the corpses, you know, that are dying. And that's why you don't want Explode, because you're going to be losing out on those corpses. And yeah, so that'll kind of just like save you a lot of effort, and spamming lets you move around a lot faster. You can kind of leave packs behind you, and the Cremation will take care of them. This maybe more so for bossing, Or if you're not, you know, just annihilating the bosses, this will give you more, you know, more leech, more, you know, all that fun stuff, and just more sustain in general. So yeah, as you probably noticed, we got mind over matter. You're gonna have to path over there. It's like 9 points or something that you save if you get it on your wep. But I mean, you can still path over here. You get a socket. You can chaos res if you're low. Get some more life. I wouldn't take these. I don't know. Yeah, for the most part, sustain both ES. ES is your mana Eldritch Battery, of course, as you can see. Crazy leech. Definitely get 10% leech. The maximum, once you get the 10% instant, maximum recovery doesn't really matter anymore. Also, go to yeah, obviously up here, Watchers, we're getting discipline on hit. Really, any jewel, it's basically between going crit or going life and defense. That's pretty much it. Abyss jewels are fun. You get some flat damage, but flat isn't too nuts once you start focusing more on your corpse damage, because that's, I mean, the corpse damage is scaling with all of your content. So, you know, you don't have to worry too much. But if you do want to worry about it, you can probably, I don't know, maybe drop a link from here or something, or you might have to drop an aura, something like that. But you can fit in a 4 link, and you're going to put like Awaken GMP in this with your cremation, and you're going to swap Desecrate for, what is it, Phantasmal Unearth. Really only if you're going Ashes for the quality, because you're getting that huge corpse life. But when you do that, you're going to want to lose the +1 VD and instead use the, what do we got here? We got the +5 Unearth, and you're more so, you're going to actually move your VD out of here. Maybe put it in like a 7-link helm or 6 or 7-link helm, something like that. And you're going to be putting Unearth in here, and Unearth is going to be like well overcasting your other stuff, and you're going to tons of excess corpses, and all those corpses are just going to be completely eaten up by your Phantasmal Cremation. I mean, rough math, it's way more damage, but also you're clearing way faster in this setup here. But yeah, I don't know, the goal with this was just to really automate this whole, like, cremation or DD kind of just one button. You know, everyone just wants one button. Super smooth, super easy. You know, all you do once you hit a boss or a rare or something, you just hit him with the Sapphin's Mark and just kind of stack them up. Super easy. I don't know, I'll do a quick little map here. Actually, before I do, it's kind of what I'm running. Focusing on Harvest, got a little bit of Harbinger, and just kind of ignoring everything and going quant. So let's see here. Fortune, got our little map, nothing fancy. Some scarabs going because we got this guy, and let's go. So running these Crimson Temples, super easy. Boss is always in the same spot. You kind of don't care about too much as you're going. You don't really want to proc the altars till you hit the boss, everyone knows. If you don't want to do this whole boss nonsense, maybe run Jungle Valley, but you're not getting any extra, you know, cool div cards from the map or anything like that. Which one? This guy. I mean, once you name lock too, you don't even need to look. So damage much higher with DD, but cremation's hell of a lot more fun. You have to think a lot less. Oh, that's Garb. But yeah, super easy, super smooth. You don't have to look or point at anything. Oh yeah, obviously this is using the trigger bots. There's really no downside. You don't have to do any of that like convocation stuff. It's always going to be casting wherever you point. Doesn't matter where they are. But yeah, super easy. We got lots of defense. I mean, not terrible, you know, tankiness for, you know, such low health. Gonna skip this guy. But yeah, I mean, it's with all the corpse explodes, it feels like you have explode, but you don't. You don't really need it, and like I was saying before, explode actually kind of hurts your overall damage. It might feel like your clear is faster. You might, you know, see less scragglers running around, but again, yeah, once you're really farming T16, juicing them up a little, you don't want to bother. That corpse life's going to take care of everything. And like DD is what, like 8% or something like that, and then you're scaling it. But yeah, as long as you're attacking, you're fine. You're probably not going to die. You don't have to worry about ailments. If dots are really killing you, sometimes, I mean, I was having a little issue with dots, but all I did was, what is it, Lethe Shade here? Kind of just gives you a little more reaction time. You don't have to worry about the ailments. You're 100% immune to everything. Yeah, that's, I don't know, pretty much it. Really fun build, really smooth. It plays exactly like you want it to play. Real snappy. I mean, you're scaling attack speed, so, you know, you get lots of shield charge zooms. You supplement that with some flame dash. Flame dash is like kind of always, I mean, especially with ashes, I mean, you got crazy cooldown on it. Also, yeah, you don't really have to get cooldown boots or cooldown belt or anything, because what is it? We get cooldown somewhere right there, and like getting kind of past that, you need to stack way more to, you know, worry about your spell slinger breakpoints and stuff, and it matters a lot less. Like it's I don't even know what my attacks end up being. It's close to 5 attacks once I'm all fully buffed up, but that's all you need. Going past that, I mean, unless you're going double, like 10, 11 attacks a second, not worth going scaling too much past these Tahu and Frenzy. Yeah, Cremation can kind of hold its own. And again, DD is more like straight up front damage, but Cremation's a lot more fun. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let's see. Anything else? I don't know. Going for leveling now, I guess. So leveling, really easy on this guy. Here, let me actually grab a POB here. There we go. So yeah, you want to get, instead of all the way over here, much faster to get here, and you actually need this ignite chance because, you know, the fire mastery stops you from igniting with the crits. Other than that, you're gonna go straight for this. Was it the instant leech? It's either yeah, you definitely want instant leech, and you definitely want the 30% life is mana, and once you get those, you can pretty easily sustain trigger costs like level 30 to 50. Beyond that, real easy. You got, you know, all the gear in the world to work with. But early on, this tree is kind of not what I used. It was just kind of what I went in to the league with, but it was pretty similar. Once you have this little section up here, you can go either full life, full spell suppression. I think you needed the reservation just to kind of get spell slinging pretty early. But other than that, yeah, you just, once you have kind of this little section up here, this covers all the difficulties that you have early. And you can either double Spellslinger, or if you get an early Poets, you can go Poet Spellslinger. And yeah, it's pretty much like with the life, mana as life, and the instant leech with Eldritch Battery, just to get a little bit of ES on some gear early, and yeah, you're laughing. You don't need to worry about your mana. You basically have pseudo leech, mana leech with spells when you do that. And that's totally enough damage to carry you easily Act 5, easily all the way to 10 with like nothing gear. Spell suppress you probably want, and yeah, as early as you can get, because you're around so much of it. You know, you got the life, suppress, whatever. Actually, let's go back to my tree here. I was a big fan of, where was it? This spell suppress here, mainly because you get the energy shield recharge rate, and I ended up, when I was pathing over to Mind Over Matter, ended up getting these guys too. If you're having mana ES issues, the recharge rate is actually super huge. But this over here was enough. Basically, if you end up running out, the recharge rate kind of gets you back up faster. And of course you get the suppress, super good. Anything else notable? Kind of with the going back to the attack speed stuff, you can get rid of the frenzy charges. It's really, you just kind of, all these like so you kind of had to path down here before, and this 10% was kind of screwing me. Ended up figuring out something else. But yeah, if you do have attack speed issues, you can kind of just toggle, you know, your frenzy charges. Like I said before, the quality of regular frenzy. You could even, if you're really struggling, maybe like minus frenzy charges on something, but you probably don't want that. And I mean, just the 3 frenzy with frenzy and Tanu is totally enough to get you with the 30% at your like ideal breakpoint, where it feels good, you're smooth, fast, and yeah, maximizing on the DPS. But yeah, I don't know. Side note, not a prismatic burst build, does not even really need it. Too many people thought this was actually a prismatic. This barely does damage, even if you're full speccing into it. Don't do it. Bad idea. Not even worth trying. It is a really nice utility, though. Anything else on this guy? Not really. Honestly, you don't even, so, okay, so this is kind of super endgame stuff. You might even have to sacrifice a low life in general, but it is possible to get a Squire on here, and if you want to go full Unearth, Squire's kind of the play, because you put Unearth in here, get all the gem levels, and I think you put Unearth, Cremation, Awaken GMP, then Enhance, Empower, and maybe a damage link, or maybe more projectiles. I'm not too sure. But yeah, with the Squire, you can get some pretty massive corpse life and the +5 helm. And yeah, and then you just basically dump those unearths into cremation. You can supplement with another DD or keep VD, put it in the helm or something. And yeah, I don't know, tons and tons of flexibility with this. I mean, especially the league just makes Makes this kind of stuff way more possible. It's, I don't know. Wouldn't suggest going too much past this. You can probably get her all put together without the ashes and maybe without some of the unique jewels or something like that. If you don't go the 100% avoid, probably put this together for like 10 divine, maybe even less if you self-craft everything, get lucky on the rings. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You get res here, res on whatever suffix you can get, otherwise spell suppress, and I don't know, build kind of put itself together at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Any other questions, just hit me up in comment, hit me up in game. Other than that, have fun, good luck.